Hello and welcome to the Area Specialist Podcast. Unfortunately, we still don't have a name for this podcast, which we're trying to figure out. We've sent an email around to the office, but no one's been able to come up with any great suggestions. So today with me, I have Ruby Vo, an area specialist who's been in real estate for quite some time, and I have her here with me to ask her some questions. So, hi, Ruby.
Hi Nick, how are you?
I'm good. Thanks for coming in. I know you're not a morning person, but waking up early is a task, I'm sure.
Yes. Due to late night appointments.
You're working very hard, I see. So I want to ask you a few questions. I want the people listening, whoever it is out there, a few questions about you, who you are, and essentially I want to be able to get to know you. So first question is, what were you like as a child? What were you like as a child?
What was I like as a child? Well, I was the oldest in the family. So there's four of us. When I was younger, it was like my responsibility to look after my three younger siblings, like looking out for them. And even today, even though I don't show it, but I still do really care about them.
And now you have one child.
Yes.
And so how do you think that when you were younger, looking after your siblings, it's affected you as a mother?
I think it gave me the nurture, like what my mum used to do. Looked after us really well. So I spent a lot of time looking after my mum, and so I learned a lot of cooking skills and all that, which now I'm cooking the traditional Vietnamese dishes for Will and the family.
I know I've seen some of your pictures and everything looks delicious. So
Yeah.
good job.
Thank you.
Let's just on that topic. Do you think having learned to be nurturing at a young age, do you think that's helped with dealing with your clients now? Not dealing per se, but taking care of their needs.
I say yes. It comes with experience because I grew up with my grandparents as well in the same house. So most of the time I can relate to my older clients because grandpa used to raise chickens and vegetable patch and all that. So when I go to people's houses, I see all that. I can really relate.
Yeah.
I know my fruit trees and vegetables very well, which is really good, and plants as well. And then when I'm dealing with middle age, which is sort of like my parents' age, I can relate to them because they're like treating them like my own my own parents. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. So one of your posts, someone giving you some fruit. One of your clients are giving you some fruit. Is
yes,
that right?
That's lovely. Yeah. I always comment if there's a fruit tree.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your real estate career. How long have you been in real estate?
So I've been in real estate since 2010.
That's quite a long time. What was your first position?
My first position was as a rental property manager in rental. So that started off really well, and I was grateful for my last director to give me that opportunity.
Why did you make the move, and why didn't you stay in property management?
Well, I started property management because I always had the mindset of going to sales, but because I was a lot younger, and I know in this industry, when you're very young, you don't have much life experience or selling experience, then it's very hard to scale the business. So I started off in rental because of that, to build the the client base and
So were you at the same real estate agency that you turned into sales? Changed to sales?
Yes. So I was with the same real estate agency for 7 years. I left for 1 year to go on maternity leave. Came back and I was like, look, I need a fresh start. So I asked my director at that time, and he's like, okay, not too sure because you've got a little one now. Are you 100%? And I said to him, look, give me 3 months. If I don't do well, I'll go back into rentals and we'll never talk about it again. Yeah.
Wow. So like a lot of determination.
Yep.
Wow.
So I've listed my first property after a month in sales.
Really?
And then it
Wow.
just flew in after that. Yeah, so I'm very grateful.
Wow, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
I know there's, from speaking to others, it's listing in 1 month is quite a big task, right?
Yes.
Like especially starting out.
Yeah,
in
well,
sales.
starting out wasn't easy. It was hard. I spent a lot of time on the street, door knocking, letterbox dropping, and building those contacts over the year.
Well, good
Yeah.
stuff. And so you left that place that you're working at, and why did you come to Area Specialist?
Well, area specialists it's a new breed of real estate agents. So everyone here have the same mindset of wanting to be successful. I believe every agent is different in terms of like the work ethics and everything. So area specialists allow us to have our own personal branding. So when people hear of Ruby Road, they know, how I work, how I deal with my clients, and the results that we give. Yeah.
Great. And did you think the Area Specialist leader, Michael Choi, do you think he has a lot to do with the success you've had? Or do you think it's a collective of everyone in the office?
Well, Michael have a lot to do with the success in the business, and also a lot of successful agents in one area. And everyone here, the culture of the team is great. I really love it. Everyone is just so nice and welcoming to each other. And yeah, that's makes a big difference.
Yeah, the environment seems there's a big rapport between everyone. Everyone seems like it's more of like a family.
It's more like a family.
Than a workplace.
Yeah. Like Sam, next week he's organising a shooting range for the team, which is great. And we've got a team dinner coming up to celebrate, last month results. It's really good.
I want to get into the shooting stuff a little later in this podcast, but I've got another question for you.
Mm-hmm.
If you could only work 2 hours per week towards your real estate business, so as being an agent, what task would you put all your effort into?
If I were to only work 2 hours a week,
so that you could get the maximum result out of only 2 hours per week?
I would go out there and see my clients. Yeah, face to face.
And what if they're not your clients? So what if you have nothing? What if you're starting from the bottom? What would be the most important task that you would be doing?
I think the most important task is just getting my name out there. So I will build, on the marketing side as well. If I have 2 hours a week, that's what I'm going to do.
And can you give me an example of what that marketing would look like?
So a lot has to do with social media, just putting myself out there. A lot of market share in the area, which means I can put pointer boards, billboards, and make it that I am actually in the area.
I've had a look through your social media, and it's pretty relevant. It's pretty it's consistent with the posting that you do, which is good, which is great. When did you realize that was a key in your career?
When I first started real estate, when I first started sales, I realized social media is very, very powerful. And a lot of business do come from social media.
What do you think that is?
Just showing your presence in, everyone's lives. So, a lot of people, I don't always post real estate stuff. I post a bit of my personal life as well. So when I go out there and see people, they already know a little bit about me. And most of the time they ask about my 3.5-year-old.
Right.
And yeah, it's just great to build in the rapport.
It's a great way to bridge the gap between just being a transaction to them actually having some kind of familiarity.
Like a lot of times I'll go out there and the client said, look, I've already set you up. I know a lot about you. I really want you to work for me. And it's just like that.
That's brilliant.
Yeah.
What's the best advice that's ever been given to you? And what was your relation what was the relation you had to that person?
So the best advice given to me was always work hard because nothing is given to you. So yeah.
And who was it that said that, if you remember?
That's a very important person, actually. Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. It had a lot of weight when they said it.
Yes.
That's great. And when do you think you implemented that? When was the moment that you said, I'm actually doing?
When I was 20, when I first bought my investment property.
If you could give some advice, any advice to someone selling their home, what would it be?
Go with the agent that you're most comfortable with. Yeah. If you trust your gut instinct. Anyone with a genuine approach, not too pushy, because at the end of the day, it's you have to deal with them for the next 2 weeks, 4 weeks, or 2 months even. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I just tell them go with whoever you feel comfortable with. Yeah.
Have you ever had a bad experience with a client?
I don't think so. Yeah.
You come across a very lovely person, so I wouldn't see you having an altercation with anyone.
I'm actually really good at problem solving. So, if there's any concerns or problem that raises the question, I will sit them down, talk to them, and make sure both sides are happy.
Right. Sometimes, like, if there's a problem, you feel like the problem lingers and it just grows inside of your brain.
Yeah.
But in reality, if you just hit it head on, you can actually solve the problem.
Yeah, and you actually feel good about it instead of avoiding it. You just hit it head on.
Simmer.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's great advice, actually. Okay, so let's talk about so you seem disciplined. Like, when you do wake up in the morning, you seem like a disciplined person. Mm-hmm. Can you talk to me about the importance to you of being disciplined in your career?
Well, we have to be disciplined to get to where we are today. So, you've got to, wake up in the morning, you've got tasks to do. It's pretty much, I have a scheduled day. So I don't plan my week ahead. Whatever comes in the day, like within a day or two, I'll plan it for the next couple of days. And it's just like my task to go out there and get things done.
And if you do fall off the wagon, say you do have something planned, if you do fall off the planned wagon, how do you get back on?
So I don't stress about it. I know a lot of people do stress about, not catching up or falling off. I just, like before, hit it head on. I'll just call the person up, whoever that I need to meet, and say, look, I'm so sorry, I'm running behind. Is it okay if I come an hour later, or is it okay if I come the next day? So there's no stress there.
And just to wrap up, last question. How important to you is it to unwind? Like, to have a designated day to de-stress so that you don't clutter yourself up?
Very important, actually. So I try to take one day off. Half a day with William and half a day just for myself. And then if I'm really stressed, then I go for a run. I go to good coffee shops. So everyone knows how much I love food. But when I'm really, really stressed, then I tend to go to shooting range.
And how's that? How long have you been shooting?
Not so often, only when I'm very, very stressed. So I started that, I think, in 2009.
Are you good? Are you a good shooter? Should we be scared?
No.
Are you that good?
No, I take my time just to hit the target. So yeah, it's just one of those things. Yeah.
And if you are stressed, say 1 week, and you don't go shooting, do you think that has a negative impact the following week? Have you?
Not really, because I if anything stressful or that, I just leave it at work. When I come home, I'm just a different person, and then I deal with it the next day.
Brilliant. Well, Ruby, thanks so much for doing this. I've taken up 15 minutes of your time, so I'm sorry about that.
Thank you for having me.
No worries. And if people want to contact you, how can they get in touch?
They can give me a call anytime on my mobile or social media. I'm sure everyone out there knows how to get in contact with me.
And we'll put that in the notes so people wanting to contact you can do so.
Fantastic.
And thank you so much.
Thank you, Nick. Thank you.